headquarters of ITN, News at 10, with Trevor MacDonald.
School reforms in chaos after the great tests boycott. Lady Thatcher attacks the government's betrayal over Maastricht. Woody Allen under fire as he loses his custody battle. And Gooch's unusual dismissal hands the first test to Australia. Good evening. More than 500,000 school children should have been sitting the first of the government's tests for 14-year-olds this afternoon, but most of them were doing nothing of the kind. The unions say their boycott of the tests received overwhelming support, with only a handful of schools actually carrying them out. The Education Secretary John Patton called the action a tragedy. The tests are scheduled to continue until the middle of next week. Here's our Home Affairs reporter, Harry Smith.
These 14-year-olds were among the few who did sit tests today. They did so because Conservative-controlled Wandsworth Council in South London brought in outside teachers to do the work. But even here, only one of the 4 secondary schools in the borough accepted the extra help. The others, like most schools in the country, left the boxes of test papers unopened. Those who did complete the tests said they weren't as bad as expected.
It was all right, and found some questions a bit hard, but I done it first, and then I just had 10 minutes rest and a drink of water.
Some I knew, some I never, but I got through it all right.
Today's papers were designed to test reading and writing. Among the tasks they were set to write a letter to the National Trust asking for details of its properties and filling in missing words in a text from a list of options. ITN took today's papers to one school near Bristol where they're boycotting the tests to see if pupils felt they were missing anything.
We have tests sort of every now and again in all our subjects, and these things that we've had a look at just now, I don't think that they would be relevant.
I think they could be quite good benefit for some of the kids. They could give them like greater experience, so when they go into the GCSEs and they sort of know what it's all about. But I think it puts quite a lot of pressure on children and their parents.
We recognised they were trivial and that they would really not test children in anything like the way we would want.
It was to counter such complaints that the government decided to publish today's test papers. Even Wandsworth admits they're not perfect, but says there's a principle at stake.
I don't think that industrial relations of this kind have any place in schools. Parliament now decides what children should learn, and I think that schools and teachers should set a good example.
Education authorities like Wandsworth represented the government's best hopes of getting the tests underway in any significant number. There will be more pupils sitting them here than the national average, but that now looks like being so small as to make it impossible to compile the school league tables, which are central to the government's education reforms. Harry Smith, News at 10, Wandsworth.
A full House of Lords heard Lady Thatcher's last attempt to sink the Maastricht Treaty today. She said she could never have signed it. Britain had much more to lose from it than any other EC country. Lady Thatcher also said the electorate hadn't had a vote on Maastricht. She said denying them a referendum would be disgraceful.